And this session will be tailored to you, so startups and scale-ups and those projects or organizations already that are a bit further in their journey. Just for your information, I will be the moderator today. So my name is Nadine Steenstra, and I am part of the Business Acceleration Services team. And if we can go to the next slide. Just for your information, again, to the people that just joined, please do not forget to mute your microphone. Also, please be aware that this session will be recorded. So if you do not want to show up with your face or name, please be aware. We will be sharing the slides and the recording after the feedback. So we have a feedback form at the end. And after when you fill out the feedback form, you will also after receive the recording for your information. If you have any technical issue, please write to us in the chat. But for any other question related to any of the sessions or programs, we will ask you to ask these questions through slido.com, and you can use the hashtag EIC BAS 25 for this. Next slide, please. So just for today, we have a lot of sessions for you. Every session will be around 10 minutes of presentation of the program, followed by, for some sessions, around 5 minutes of testimonials. So this could be a beneficiary, but we also have invited a coach of our coaching program. And after that, we have a poll question and a short Q&A. So once again, through slido.com, we will be sharing the QR code later as well. You can ask any question you want, and then we will be answering them live. So it'll be like a live Q&A. So just for the agenda, we will have opening remarks of our president of the EIC board, Michiel Scheffer. After that, we have a short introduction on an overview of the EIC Business Acceleration Services, so that you have an idea of what program falls under what pillar. After that, we will do a short get to know you, because we of course also want to know who is in the room with us today. So whether you're Pathfinder, Accelerator, Transition, or you're from the National Contact Point, or any other part of the audience, we would like to get to know where you're coming from. And after that, we will dive into the programs. So we have the EIC coaching program first with a testimonial of a coach. Then we will have the EIC corporate partnership program, the investor readiness and outreach program. We'll have a short break. And after that, we will continue with the innovation procurement program, then the international trade fairs program and immersive week, the ecosystem partnership program, another short break. And then we will continue with the women leadership program, also including a testimonial again, the EIC Community program, and we will also update you on the communications, so how you can stay informed of all the programs, but also the open calls and anything else that would be interesting for you to know. And after that, we will conclude with the QR code of the feedback survey. And then I hope we have informed you well enough with everything, and that you have an idea of what each program is and how to apply for it. So enough from me. We will then move to the opening remarks of Michiel. So I would like to ask Michiel Scheffer to get on stage, and I will give the floor to you. Could we check if his microphone is working? Can you hear us, Michiel? Yes. Could it be that you're still on mute?
Maybe you can hear me now? Okay, I thought you had unmuted me. Yeah, sorry for the delay. Thank you for having me. I also see a number of names in the audience I have already spoken to, because I just calculated I went to 41 regions in Europe as yet. I still have 230 to go. So it's very important for me as a president of the EIC to know your stories. Having been a startup myself and having also invested in startups before, I know that it's also a trajectory with a lot of dreams, but also a lot of nightmares, because the technology doesn't work, the clients don't show up, that you get proof of concepts that do not turn into final contracts. So it's a hard journey. So congratulations to everyone who has engaged into it, and I wish you well. And just to remind you what the EIC is, the EIC is basically an instrument that helps startups to scale up and basically helps founders to survive the so-called valley of death. So you have done your research, maybe gained a PhD for it. You worked in enterprise or an applied research institute for a while. You have been co-inventor of patents, or you have received license of patents. You have done some seed funding, and basically you entered into the accelerator after a very competitive entry, and now you have, let's say, the funds to scale up. And maybe later on you will apply for either STEP or new instrument or other scale-up means. It's important to remind that the EIC is not only a funding agency, especially today, the BAS, the Business Acceleration Services, is also one of the let's say ecosystems measures we have. One of them is indeed the Business Acceleration Services. The two others I would like to mention, maybe you know them, the program management. So basically that if you are in a certain theme like sustainable energy or quantum or semiconductors or sustainable food, you are also entitled to be part of a program and a program management, so that you meet, let's say, companies that are possible suppliers, clients, competitors, well, doing something else, but in your same area. So you can also exchange information from others. So the program management is one, then the BAS is one, and also the Trusted Investor Network is also an ecosystem measure, where basically we federate investors that have invested in a number of companies in the accelerator or later on. That's also an instrument. But just to remind you, we are not the only ecosystem measure. Please also refer to what is available in your region or in your country, because we are only the icing on the cake. The cake is often in the regions. And another complement, and our ecosystem, or you are in an ecosystem of around 750 companies funded through the accelerator, about 1,200 companies under the Pathfinder and Transition. So you're in a family of 2,000 companies. While the EIT, the European Institute of Technology, with their KICs, have a much larger audience with earlier seed, but also with multinational. So also refer to the KICs if that is relevant for you. Just another warning or announcement. I mean, the BAS offers interesting services like coaching, training, corporate days. You might be sometimes overwhelmed by the offer. It's really up to you. It's really up to you to select what is important for you, because basically the first responsible for your acceleration is yourself as a company. It's not us. And we help you. We are there to help you if you ask for us. But if you don't ask for it or you don't apply for it, you're not, let's say, spontaneously helped. We're not an emergency service. We are a practitioner you have to visit to be served. I'm myself attending on, let's say, on a selective basis a number of events. So I was recently in a corporate day, which is a very important format to interact with corporations you have not yet been in touch with. That's an important product. Also, what is very useful is, let's say, the foreign trade fairs or missions, because on the one hand you learn to meet, let's say, other companies that join you, so you can learn from each other, and of course it's a test whether your pitch fits with a Middle East client or fits with an American investor. So it's all basically to learn to do better. That's the whole purpose of life, is to learn to do better and to succeed. So I wish you a very good afternoon, and I wish you succeed today, but especially in the coming years. And last comment, I'm very active. I try to be very active on LinkedIn. If you have any comments or if you want to learn anything, follow me. So please connect to me and I will accept your connection so you can follow what I'm doing. Yesterday, I published a blog on a regional event, and I will also publish something on AI in the coming week and something on co-investments. Nadine, back to you.
Thank you very much for sharing and for the opening remarks. And I think we can then dive into the offer. So EIC Business Acceleration Services from a bit more of a high-level overview. And I would like to invite Agnieszka Tasiakowska, our Head of Sector of EIC Business Acceleration Services Global Offer, to introduce BAS. So I will give the floor to you.
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks, Nadine. Thanks, Mikkel, for kind welcome words. So this session is for startups and scale-ups to learn what we have to offer within the EIC besides the funding. So we don't only want to offer you money, we want to offer smart money. And our objective is basically to bring EIC-backed innovations to the market and to grow the supported companies. What we have to offer to you is basically access to services that are tailor-made for you, and that value can go up to 50,000 euros. Knowing that what we offer for you, it's free of charge. So to whom is it offered? So we have services for all EIC awardees, Pathfinder, Transition, and also including the former schemes. And of course, Accelerator and Step Scale Up, but also Seal of Excellence, also EIC Scaling Club, even for the EIC Accelerator applicants, those that passing the stage 2 of the proposal, we offer 3 days of coaching, also Women Tech EU beneficiaries. So there's whole family of EIC related schemes that can access those services. Next slide, please. We like to present it in these 3 sections. So we want to offer you contracts, contacts, and skills you need in order to grow. In contract part, we have our bespoke matchmaking activities. We connect you with large corporates, with investors, with innovation buyers, so public and private procurers. We bring you to the trade fairs within and outside Europe. We're really very experienced in the services. For example, on the corporate days, we already organized more than 80 of those with more than 100 corporates from all over Europe, bringing more than 1,500 startups. And really the added value of all those matchmaking services that you can access actors from all around Europe. Startups from Spain or Poland can connect with corporations from or investors or innovation buyers from Sweden, Germany, and also outside Europe. So this is really a European added value of the activities that we put at your service. In terms of skills, what is relevant for the startups and scale-ups is the coaching. I really encourage all companies present here to reach out and request the coaching. We see that even if we all believe and we know that you're a great company because you went through the very thorough selection procedure in the EIC Accelerator, but still everyone can benefit from a little bit of advice, a little bit of fine-tuning, and we see that this pays off. This pays off in your later interactions with potential clients. So I encourage really everyone to reach out for coaching, and my colleague Marius in a moment will be explaining how to do it and what we have to offer in the coaching schemes. We also have some community trainings available, and in terms of contacts, this ecosystem partnerships. This is what Mikel was mentioning, that yes, we have some services developed by EIC for you, but there's of course plenty of very valuable services available on Europe and beyond. And what we have done, we have brought all of them, well, all of them, those that are that applied to us and went through the selection, and that we really certified as valuable and relevant for you in the service catalog. So we have more than 180 partners there, more than 400 different services offered. And here, a very interesting perk, of course, the services have a cost, and we can support you to receive a financial support up to cover up to 50% of the costs of those services. There is an EIC Scaling Club, which is a program for top companies in the portfolio. Here already they were selected. There's 120 companies receiving support, but in the coming years there will be another round of recruitment coming, of course, subject to the adoption of the EIC program, but that might come again towards the end of 2026. And then we have a new scheme, which is a global business expansion program, building on current soft landing activities, which is basically a one-week mission outside Europe, where we bring companies and emerge you in the local market, being that US, and in the future Singapore, Korea, Canada, Brazil. So this is really upcoming. We will not present the scheme yet because we are now in the process of selecting actually a contractor who will be able to develop with us the services. But this is coming, and I just wanted to highlight it in the future. Next slide. So just one last element to show you what is the impact of our activities. One very important, that we can confirm more than 230 deals coming out of those activities. So from matchmaking with corporates, with investors, with procurers, we could track 230 deals happening towards our beneficiaries, nearly 400 jobs created, more than 362 million of investment raised through investor outreach activities that we offer to you, 96% satisfaction rate with coached beneficiaries, 450 services offered in our community, in our ecosystem partnership platform from 180 partners. We also have a tech to market program. I didn't talk about it because it's really more for researchers. And all of the program, we have created some startups and we have deployed some CEOs to the companies. So it's really worth to first of all know what is offered to you, take advantage of that, and just be here with us. We're here for you to accompany your growth and to listen to you, and also design new services, new type of support that you might need. So thank you very much, and let's deep dive into it.
Thank you very much for giving the overview. Before we dive deep, we would like to get to know you. So we will share the Slido screen, where we have prepared 3 questions for you to get an idea of what the audience is today. So you can connect either through scanning the QR code or the hashtag EIC BAS 25. The first question is, what is your connection with EIC? Hopefully, and I'm glad to see we have Accelerator and Transition here, also some Pathfinder I see. Like Accelerator will be indeed the biggest group. I think that gives us a good idea. I think we can go to the next question. So which field or area of expertise do you operate in? And immediately see AI, machine vision and robotics, responsible AI, space, business, energy, steel accelerator, electronics, stem cell, edtech, also varied backgrounds from what I can see. Seems like a lot in responsible AI and energy are now appearing. And then we also asked you from which country you're dialing in. And we surprisingly have a lot from Germany and the Netherlands, and Italy, Portugal, Lithuania, Austria, Romania, Greece, Estonia. It's a good depiction, I think, of the wide variety of nationalities we have in EIC and EIC BAS as well. So thank you for sharing so that we have an idea. Also to once again emphasize throughout the whole session, we will have the Q&A open. We will have the Q&A open so you can ask any of your questions, and for each session they will be addressed in the last 5 minutes. So for example, for coaching, which will be up next, we will have the presentation, the testimonial, and then a Q&A. I think we can then introduce the next session, which will be coaching, which will be explained by our program coordinator on coaching, which is Marius.
Thank you very much, Nadine.
Yes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our session. My name is Marius Ipate, and I would like to give you a quick overview of the EIC Business Coaching, which is one of the key support services we offer at the EIC. Coaching is basically tries to help you grow and reinforce your business. That means in building a strong foundation, help you to plan ahead, and making your company ready for the next steps. With coaching, you get help to make your operations more efficient. You plan for strategic growth, so your business doesn't just survive, but it scales. Coaching can also help you prepare for investment, so you can know what investors want and how to pitch it. It can help you build strong leadership with better decision making, and also build a strong team management. And of course, it connects you globally, because global partnership opens new doors. To summarize, business coaching helps you to move faster, smarter, and stronger towards your business success. Yes, this is the next slide. What we offer. So the business coaching support is fully covered by the EIC and is considered to be an integral part of your grant. It is a 12,000 euros worth of service, and you can get up to 96 coaching hours, which is equivalent to 12 full coaching days. It starts with the first block of 24 coaching hours. And an important note, you may plan the 96 coaching hours in short sessions, in short increments of 2-3 hours or longer, depending of your availability and agreement with your coach, with the selected coach. We work with 400 experienced coaches from all across Europe, but also from the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom. Now, to give you a bit of sense of how impactful coaching can be, 96% of those who worked with a coach, with an EIC coach, would recommend coaching to their peers, and 86% saw a clear positive impact on their company. Next slide, please. Why EIC coaching matters? First, coaching gives you tailored guidance. This means that the support you receive is built around your specific needs, and whether you're growing fast or just getting started, the coach helps you move in the right direction and make your business a success. Second, coaches help you avoid costly mistakes. They have seen what works, and they are experienced and what doesn't work, and they know what doesn't work. This experience can save you time and money, and probably can also save some frustration in the end. Plus, they can help you spot new opportunities and act on them very quickly and real time. Finally, coaching helps you build confidence and stay focused. With a coach, working with a coach, you are not just guessing, you are making smart decisions with clarity and purpose. You can contextualize and address very quickly these challenges that you might go through. Right, next slide, please. Let's go a bit more into detail and see how an EIC business coach can help. Together with, working together with a coach, you might look at how your innovation fits into the market. Then you can check your investment readiness and work on improving your pitching. From there, you may shape a strong go-to-market strategy and develop a solid business growth. You may also consider working on building a high-performing team and scaling operations across new markets. Once those foundations are in place, you can move on the strategic fundraising, including Series A or beyond. And your collaboration may also focus on addressing regulatory or legal changes or intellectual property challenges, and as well as scaling your technology infrastructure. What is important is that everything that you do with your coach, it's tailor made. It's specifically to your case. So this is an important fact, that we try to surround you with this, with the expertise and advice that can make you grow quicker. Right, slide 5, please. How does it work? Well, let's first, you need to connect to my coaching platform. Just connect to the link which is in the slide, and if you need, you can also contact us directly at the address email, which is also included in the website. In this way, you can ask us to support you in finding a coach in a specific domain and help you go through quicker. Now, here are the 5 steps that you have to go through when you connect to the my coaching platform. First, pick the first step is to pre-select the coaches that you would like to work with, or that can fit best your needs. You can select up to 6 coaches that match your needs, and each coach will receive an automatic notification to confirm their availability and interests. Then a second step, which is optional, but we encourage you to take it, is to have a short discussion with those who confirm their availability to see if you and the respective coaches are a good fit. The third step is to select the best match. After the chemistry call, choose the coach who fits your best, who fits your goals and who you get along with best. Then the first step is to plan the process together with the coach. The coach will create a personalized plan for your sessions and will submit this plan to us for a confirmation. Once the plan is ready, we finalize the contract and you start your coaching sessions with the respective coach. The process is designed to be smooth and supportive at every step. Right, now we can move to the next slide number 7. I'd like to share with you a few tips to help you to get the most out of your coaching experience. First, define your business goals clearly. Think about what you want to achieve, whether it's growth, investment, or market entry, and share that with your coach in total transparency. Be open. Coaches will challenge your assumptions, so be ready to have your assumptions taken by the coach. this is a good thing. A fresh perspective helps you improve and grow faster. Then share context early. Send your pitch deck, business plans, or any documents up front, and this saves times and helps your coach understand your situation from the very beginning. Then follow through between sessions. Try out the advice. Test the ideas and take action. In general, progress happens between the sessions, not just during the sessions. And last thing, use your hours. Use the all 96 hours. Don't stop early. You have valuable time. You can alternate. You can work with different coaches. Make sure you take full advantage of it. And so with these tips, your coaching will be most probably much more focused and effective. We can move now to the next slide. Here, I'd like to share with you a few important notes. Coaching is not just an extra. It's already a part of your EIC grant. It's fully covered by the EIC. And this means you don't, of course, beyond the fact that it's a free service for you, it's important that you take full advantage of this. And it is also important that you start early. The earlier you begin working with a coach, the more impact it will have on your business journey. So don't wait. The sooner you connect with a coach, the better your result can be. Okay, so that was all from me today. Remember, just as a summary, EIC coaching is designed to support your growth, addressing your very specific needs. And you have a chance to join a big network, including top-notch experts, partners, peers, investors from all over Europe. If in the coaching process, when you start selecting your coach, may face any issues for IT issues, for instance, please connect and write to the first email address from the slide. And for questions related to the coaching process, to the coaching plan, coaching contract, and coaching directions, you may also write us directly to the EISMEA coaching team. Thank you very much. Today we have invited one of our most prominent coaches we have in our database, and Martin will give you some details and perspectives from the coach's side this time. Thank you, Martin, for joining us.
Thank you, Marius. Thanks for the great opportunity. Highly welcome the audience. And as you can hear, I speak odd English, AUT English, so please apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. But I understand you will get the slides afterwards. And you always can contact me via LinkedIn if I can be of any further help or explain. Not quite sure who is perfect. Yeah, many thanks. So I will tell you a little bit about the benefits the coaching brings. And one particular part, and I know that this is a little bit more difficult, especially if you're a spin-off from a university or if you are a research center who wants to commercialize an IP or technology, but you need to play to win and not play to survive. And playing to win means that you need to be the best in class, but you also need to have a market, customers, value proposition. So a lot of things that probably you were not so aware in the beginning when starting the project or when developing your technology or researching your IP, but now it's really essential that you bring it to market. And this is where the EC is of big help to you, but also we coaches. So I think see coaching as a kind of catalyst that you need from the mode surviving to the mode of winning. Thank you. Next slide, please. So I will give you 3 concrete examples out of my experience, and Marius was very kind, but there are 300 to 400 very well experienced coaches like me in the database that you can research for and really get the right coaching for you. My main help, I get called very often for funding strategy. Why is this important? Because as your technology, as your market, there's a third element, a third pillar that you need to take care right in the beginning. And most of the startups or most of the spin-offs do not take care enough. That is, that you need enough resources, money, people to be able to win. And most people start and then they fail because they do not have enough resources available for them to finish. And it's one of the major mistakes, especially when you're coming from a university or research center that people do, but also SMEs. So I would tell a little bit of the impact of the funding strategy. Then obviously route to market strategy. That's where a lot of the SMEs fail and need help, because there's big entry barriers that you might or might not be aware that you need to overcome. And lastly, I give you an example of a partnership, because don't believe you can make it yourself. Very rarely this is the case. Yeah, in most cases, you need a strong partner. You need to become part of an ecosystem. And I will tell you a little bit about this. Next slide, please. So funding strategy. As I told, it is very important that you not only attract an investor, you need to attract the right investor. And the right investor for you is somebody who supports you in bad times, who has enough resources to overcome, and who believes in your storyline and can enable the storyline. So money in most cases is not good enough. You need smart money. And we as coaches will help you to attract this, to have a good narrative, but you also need to give something in return. And this is, when I talk to spin-offers, universities, absolutely new to them. Value proposition, how to evaluate investments. What kind of exit strategy do you have? How can you give money back to the investors when? Total new concept where you definitely need some coaching on. Yeah. And to summarize, the purpose for an outstanding SME that is winning is not just to raise capital. It's raise the right capital for the right purpose and to ensure alignment with all the stakeholders. Thank you. Next one. So we had a deep tech company, material based, and the problem was that they got the grant. So if you're familiar with the EIC Accelerator, you will get grant and you will get equity. They got the grant and then they were very disappointed because they believed, great story, EC was giving them money and now the investors will flock in. By no means. They almost got bankrupt because they had not an attractive equity story. They understood the technology, they understood the working packages, they understood how to get grants, because from the university they were used to do this, but they did not understand to tell the right story to the right investors. And this is where we helped them successfully. And so they closed a kind of blending finance round, with strategic investors. Next one, please. Route to market. There's honestly, the more help you can get on this, the better, because at the end of the day, even having an investor is a good idea. Having the right investor is a better idea, but having clients who pay is the best idea. So no company can survive from investors only or from grants only, or from the EC only. You need paying customers. And in order to get them in and to convince them and really evaluate the benefit you bring to them, the willingness to pay, the market barriers, and the segment you serve, this is an art in itself. And especially if you're coming from a researcher university, you have a lack on, teams have a lack on this. And this is where coaching really adds a lot of value, because you get a lot of experienced coaches that understand the markets you're in. Next one. So give you a real example, real life, real learning. I coached a health tech company. The health tech company had a fantastic product. And for them, it was simple. They only needed one customer, Philips Health Tech, and then they will sell the company to Philips Health Tech. Easy business model, fantastic technology. Everybody was happy. The only one who wasn't happy was Philips Health Tech, because they have not understood what Philips Health Tech needs and how they serve with the technology they offer their customers better. So they had something, but they had no clue how to sell it, and were really, really disappointed. And then we worked on the willingness to pay, especially on the quest for value. And it took us 6 months, but we convinced Philips Health to get in, and it turned out to be a good case for both parties. But hard work was not as they thought it would be, because technology on itself doesn't sell. So, you really need to strike the value concept. Next one, please. And last example I want to give is especially on strategic partnerships. I think this is the most undervalued asset that most companies have, because it's not what you want, it's not who you serve, it's how can you be a valuable player in the ecosystem and make others better. The whole purpose of your technology might not be that you sell directly, but maybe that a partner or a tier 2 supplier is doing a better job and needs you. And once you understand this eco play, it becomes much easier for you to survive and win. And most people don't understand it. And this is, again, where coaching really helps, because we coach really are trained on this and can help you. Real example, next slide, please. This was, for me, one of the most, I would say, fantastic cases I was working on. I had a client, an agrotech startup, and in effect, due to the EIC and due to Manuel Medugega, who does the corporate finance part and the corporate matching, we identified that Santander Bank could be a potential interested partner for this agrotech startup, because they serve the same clients and Santander needs to lend out money to these clients, but those clients were unsure, they don't need a new tractor, they don't need a new equipment. So it was very innovative to bundle with this startup. This more or less provided the equipment. Santander was paying the startup for the equipment and then was renting out a kind of leasing concept. It was very innovative for both parties, total new area, and it worked very well. But this is only when you come up with a coach. You yourself would not be able to do it for sure. So this was really one of the highlights of in the last years that I was working on, where 2 different eco players from 2 different angles were bound together to make it a success, and we're happy. So final message I want you to take away. Think about the EC not just about funding. That's what it is not. Yeah, the EC is much more. It fuels and wants to fuel the winners. Yeah, and coaching is an essential step, yeah, that you become a winner. And once you have understood it, last slide. Yeah, for you, you must make a choice. You can get coaching or not, but you have the great opportunity to become a winner by choosing the right coach. And as Mario said, there's a great database. There's a lot of different segments you can choose from. There's great people like me in this. It would be stupid not to do it. Okay, thank you. This was it from my side.
Thank you very much for the insight. And I think also on behalf of everyone, to give a real life example of what a coach does and how a coach can help you in this journey. And also thank you, Marius, for explaining so well. We prepared a poll question for you. So I would like to once again invite you to go to slido.com, use the hashtag or the QR code. And then we would like to ask you, what is the correct number of coaching days EIC beneficiaries are entitled to? And I have to say, because it's 100% on 12, everyone might think it's that. So I encourage you to think or to try to remember. Some people think it's 12 or 15. And I would like to ask Marius what the right answer is.
Yes, that's an impressive percentage. Indeed, 12 days, 96 coaching hours. However, in special situations, we can increase even these 12 days, but it requires some special reasons to increase this number. All right, let's see some questions. Do you mean that the 3 days of coaching can be extended to 12 days? No, actually, the 3 days are part of the 12 days. It always starts with the first session of 3 days. So it's just that we wanted to make sure that with your first session, you have the chance to go through your needs with an experienced coach and really identify what is most important to tackle in the coming period.
there is a second part to this question, which is not uninteresting at all. Without cost. If you mean without cost, no, because the EC pays a lot of money to us coaches that you get the right service. Is it for you for free? Yes. Yeah. So another good reason to use it, but it must make sense. It's not, for the coaches, it makes no sense. And for you, it makes no sense because your cost is the time, the resources spent, and this is a high cost for a growing company. So really, it must make sense for both parties.
Thank you, Martin. How many coaches are available and which areas of expertise do they have? Well, we have a database including 400 coaches, and they come from different fields of expertise. And we try to select the best of the best and those with specific entrepreneurship experience. So most of them have been there in your shoes. They have been entrepreneurs. They had successful exits. And so just to put it short, I'm pretty sure that for almost any specific field, you will find someone there in the database. Do the coaches have more coaches? Yes, coaches work in general with different companies, but we can see it also from the other side, from your side. You can work with different coaches if you feel so. If you want to tackle different challenges and you look for different expertise fields, then you can select 2 or 3 coaches to work with. Do you have coaches from outside Europe? Yes, we do. We have coaches from the United States, several from Canada, and also from the United Kingdom. Quite a few are experienced for the Asian market and also others for the South American markets.
Thank you very much for responding to the questions. I think those were the last questions.
Good.
So thank you very much, Martin.
It was a great pleasure. Thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you, Nadine.
Thanks.
Thank you, Martin.
Bye.
Thank you. So then the next program, which will be discussed, is the EIC Corporate Partnership Program, and this will be explained by our program coordinator, Manuel, who has joined the meeting. I would like to invite you to the floor, and then I think you can start your session.
Thank you very much, Nadine. What a pleasure to be here. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
So hello, everyone. Yes, Nadine was saying, my name is Manuel Mendigutia. I'm coordinating the Corporate Partnership Program of the EIC. Very glad to be here to inform you about this program and what we are doing. In fact, I'm connecting from Bergamo when we are celebrating the 81 Corporate Day with ABB, the Swiss corporation. And I would like to go directly into the basics, what we are doing this and how you can join and get the most of this program that can support you to bridge the gap with the large corporations in Europe that can be the first clients and help you with the distribution and create value together with the EIC beneficiaries. Please, Nadine, tell me when I'm running out of time. Okay, so like that I just follow exactly the time that we have. So why we started doing this was 2017 when we have in the board of the EIC in Hagemann Snabe, and he was highlighting the huge opportunity that the position of the EIC supporting deep tech companies like yours with solutions that can be very useful for the large corporations, the right position of the EIC to bring together and to, as I say, bridge this gap. So since then, we have been trying to do this through what we call EIC Corporate Days. Next. Which kind of corporations are participating, for you to know which kind of corporations you can see in the program. As you see, we try to focus in the largest with more experience in working with the scale-ups to make it easier for all and to, at the end, get the impact that we want, that is that you sign deals and have business, investment, and other kinds of collaboration with these large corporations. Next, please. Since 2017, we have been collaborating with more than 150 corporations. You see the first one there in the left top is ABB, where we are here today with 10 of the EIC beneficiaries like you. And the idea is to continue not only this year and the following, but in the next future with more corporations that can be of your interest. Please, next. Here you see a little bit of the summary of what we did in the last weeks. This, for example, the photo you have is the multi-corporate days, so several corporations working together that selected 17 EIC beneficiaries. We were in Madrid in the South Summit, and you can see that at the end, what a corporate day is bringing together is a selection by corporations of the companies that apply to solve the challenge. And we have pitching, we have one-on-one, we have networking opportunities. So to really make the program as targeted as possible, so no one involved lose time, and there are more opportunities to do business out of it. Please, next. Until now, what we have is 81 activities, what we call corporate days, with more than 1,500 EIC startups like you participating. And as you can see, the main data that we are taking is the number of deals. And we understand deals as the signed agreement in business between the corporate and the startup in at least 6 months after the corporate day or this matching that we organize. Please, next. And this is the summary for you to know internally how it works. No? The corporate days or the corporate partnership program is not organizing events. It's an acceleration program that they start between 4 and 6 months before the matching day or the pitching day by the application of the corporate. So it's the corporates that first are looking for the EIC to present their challenges and to have companies like yours presenting solutions to them. We confirm to them, we agree on the challenges, and then we launch a call. This is where you have to be attentive. We also try to approach you via email, but we publish in our community, in the web, in social media, with the challenges of this corporation in specific topics. So it's from your side also to follow up and to apply, giving a solution to these challenges, that everything is done through our platform and online. Then is the corporation with their business units, the selection team that selects the EIC beneficiaries that they want to follow up. So like that, we confirm the commitment from the corporate and before already from the EIC. And these companies selected, usually between 10 and 20 companies, they follow up preparation, a coach with coaching, mentoring, one-on-one dry runs to really adapt your solution to the challenge that the corporation is looking for, with the purpose, as I said before, of having deals, business deals, really in the shorter possible time. Then I, of course, follow-ups and quality and impact reports. So far, as you saw, we have more than 100 deals, and this is what we want to see, more deals coming out of it and out of these programs. Please, next. And this, I think, is a little bit small, but you can see that we have a quite busy agenda. Right now, we are already opening the October activities, so you still can apply for the multi-corporate that we are organizing in Tokyo with several Japanese corporations. We will have in Poland a multi-corporate day focusing in energy and digital. Then we have health with Opela, AI Summit in November, Bayern. Will open in the next week. So this is the calendar that we put in our webpage. And as I said, the way of getting information is through our community. We send emails filtering to those companies that are working in the area of interest for the corporation, and also in the social media. So I recommend you to follow our hashtag in X and also in LinkedIn. Next. And just to give you an example of what is the typical business case or success case that we have, this is the case of Nanolike with Holcim. Holcim, the big corporation in France. And you see there a little bit of the calendar of what happened after having a grant by the EIC, corporate day, and then a signed NDA. and how they, after developing a POC, they had several connections, deals at global level, and finally investment from Holcim in the equity of Nanolike. But better than I explain fast this, I think, Nadine, we have with us already, I don't see you, but I think the CEO is already connected.
Yes.
I think next slide, you can see him. So we have Jean-Jacques Bois. Hello, Jean-Jacques, are you there?
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Jean-Jacques. Thank you very much for coming and joining. We know you are very busy with several activities. Your company in the last year is an example of growth from Europe globally, also hand in hand with one of the European biggest corporations after your participation in the program and several connections, deals that you did after that. We would like you to share your experience and let us know a little bit how was your experience with Holcim, and maybe some advices from the practice that you had about the best way to get the most of this program and to collaborate with corporations.
It was a pleasure. Yeah, so actually our experience with the EIC was very surprising and very good for us, because initially I was not expecting so much. You know, small company meeting big companies usually it ends with nothing so much interesting, but here it was very different.
Jack, I think this is one of the secrets. So
Yes.
You get the surprise, but yeah, please go ahead.
But we had a very good surprise, because what we really realized is that after the funding, we have been funded 2 million euros by the EIC Accelerator, and then we get access to this meetings with corporate companies. We've made 2 or 3 of them, I think. And when we met Holcim, we said, okay, we have a technology and I think we could apply it to Holcim Group. What do you think about it? And then we had the chance to have in front of us the people selected by the EIC from Holcim was really people innovation oriented and people that were knowing how to work with startups and understand that the startup and large group has different, I would say, momentum or way to proceed and speeds. But in that case, that was really surprising to me that we really had the chance to have high-level people within this group. And that was a very key element for success, because one of the people involved was the head of the venture of Holcim, already looking at startups. So when the guy say, okay, Nanolike is interesting for us, he directly spread the word to all the subsidiaries in Europe, saying who is interested to trialing this technology. And we found one country, Greece, saying, hey, us, they raise the hand, they say, okay, we want to test that, and if it works, then maybe we could deploy more. We made the trial, and given the fact that the trial was done by operational people with the support of the group and people at high level, then we had a good sponsorship. And to me, that was a real success, key success factor, because the EIC succeeded in bringing at the table people that I would have maybe never met in other conditions, because as a small company, it was very hard to understand in this big group who to address. And then that was the third factor after that, is that given that Holcim in that case was really keen on developing startups, working with and scale technology, they continued by, after the pilot project, when they saw that we had an interest from different groups, different subsidiary, they say, maybe we want to secure this technology for the future, so what about investing? And they directly contacted, we had the head of R&D directly contacting me with the head of venture saying, okay, we'd like to invest. We'd like to take 20% of the share, not to take the hand on the technology and the company, but just to be sure that we will not be lacking of cash and you can scale and grow quickly if we scale the technology. At that time, just a small element, we were doing less than 20% of revenues with this activity in the cement business. 80% was done in agriculture. 3 years later, they invested in Nanolike, 2 million euros. They committed to a 1 million euros contract of business. And now today, at the end of this year, we expect to have more than 60% of the revenues in the cement industry. So there's a business we have created and the product we have kind of developed based on the collaboration with Holcim really scaled the company in terms of revenues and completely changed the focus we had before, which is better because I will not go more in detail with figures, but just to give you an idea, we are doing today twice more margin in the cement industry that we are doing in the agriculture business. So it also drove the company to a much more profitable market segment. And yeah, I don't know if you have any question or anything you
No, fantastic. Yeah, because for me,
comment.
what is interesting is that, of course, the investment and the business and the deals that you sign is important, but how also open for your company that was more focused on agriculture to pivot, no, and to see, well, there is something, because these large corporations, they have quite well knowledge of the market, no, or which technologies can have an application in the market and can make a business out there, no, what are the needs of the market that sometimes is not so well known from, or is more difficult when you are focusing in the technology or in one specific technology. And that, I think, from us was a very nice learning about not only the part of growing with the corporation, but also just this information and this feedback that allow you to pivot, no, the company into now the most profitable area.
Yeah, I would maybe just add something as well in terms of if you have the possibility after a successful collaboration with a large group in the frame of the EIC to maybe push a little bit for a minor investment in the company, it brings very interesting traction because each time it's big groups. So when you want to to get a PO from a big group, it takes time. There is purchase procedure and blah, blah, and etc. It's a nightmare. But when you are kind of part of the group because they invest in you, it simplifies a lot of things. So for us, we have clearly seen the sales cycle within the Holcim group is much quicker than with any other competitors we are working with for that purchase management process, but as well because we have some people from the high level, from the corporates. I can send an email to any CEO of the subsidiary saying, "Hey, you should buy this. You should look at this," and then you have at least it really opened doors in these big companies with many subsidiaries, and it goes much quicker than if you're just an external company, a standard supplier.
Thank you, sir, so much for sharing and for giving a real life example. I think that was very insightful. So thank you both for joining. We do have a poll question and we also have a Q&A. I think we have one question. So just for the poll, very quickly. So what is your opinion, in your opinion, the strongest obstacle to do business with large corporations? And up until now, I think we have 4 responses. There's a clear winner, the difficulty to access to decision makers in large corporations. And I think the corporate partnership program is excellent for that. So I think that's very good. We'll keep the questionnaire with the poll open a little bit for you to respond. So because this is also very useful, I think, useful feedback. So for the question, we have the question, what are the requirements to join the corporate days, e.g. selection process, chance of being chosen? So I would like to ask, I think Manuel to ask.
Yeah, I mean, how we publish, was saying is in the, we have the calendar in the web. Maybe I can put in the chat the link to our webpage. We have also the community where we publish the calls. Usually we give between 1 month to apply. So 3 months, 4 months before the pitching day, we have the application open. And then in the social media, in the community, in the webpage, we publish the link to apply. There are questionings like how you solve this specific challenge of the corporation, how to increase the possibilities to be chosen at the end. As we want the corporation to be committed, we present all the EIC beneficiaries applications as equal, no? In the sense that it's the corporate who knows where they have budget, where they have the real need, where they can do it. So it's their work what assure the commitment. So when they call you, you already know that there's a big interest from the side of the corporation. We are trying to avoid that you have to travel like today to Bergamo or to that just to show something. No, it's really try to make it targeted. So when you are selected, you know that you really high possibilities to have a business deal, and then to start all this process of preparation. So we customize your offer to specific the needs of the corporation. So to increase the possibilities to be chosen, you need to apply. You need to follow our web. We also send emails to a filtering of the companies that are related with this specific topic that the corporate has challenged in, but the best way is to really adapt your answer to the challenge of the corporation. So they are looking for a specific solution. They are not looking for ideas in general. So the more you adapt and understand by the web, but why the corporate is looking for, and read really well the challenging call, then you apply following exactly the solution that you are going to offer to them, and that will increase, of course, the possibilities to be chosen by the corporation.
Thank you so much for sharing. I think you already also answered the second question. Again, thank you so much, and thank you for taking the time also during the corporate days, and Jean-Jacques also for your contribution. I think it was very helpful. So thank you very much. And I think if we can start the slides again, we can move on to the next program, which is the Investment Readiness and Outreach Program, which will be presented by Diana, the program coordinator, and Pedro. So give the floor to you, please.
Everybody, thank you very much, Nadine. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you well.
Okay, wonderful. So I will very briefly introduce to you the EIC Ecosystem Partnership and Investment Readiness and Outreach Program, and then I will let the floor to Pedro Carvalho, who is representing Dealflow, one of the implementing partners of this contract. So the program itself is split in a number of parts. One of it gives access to EIC beneficiaries to certain service providers. From accelerators, helping them to fundraise, helping them to go international, etc. This part will be presented later by my colleague Gisela Santos, who is coordinating this part. We are talking now about the investment readiness and outreach program, and we have a number of tasks under this program. We support the EIC companies with a focus on accelerator and transition to become ready to improve their investment material, investor-related materials, from the deck to the financial projections, etc. And then present them with some relevant investors, and also coordinate a network of investors that are with whom we are in closer contact. And last but not least, we organize also physical but also online events. Going to the next slide. This is basically the team that is coordinating this program. On investor outreach, it's myself and Eke van Vliet. And I was mentioning earlier, Gisela will present later the ecosystem partnership program. Going to the next slide. Very briefly, first of all, we support the companies to become investor ready by working on their investor material, supporting them to be listed on the matchmaking platform, supporting them on the content of their decks, on the content of the financial projections, etc. And then connect them with relevant investors. And we have a quite large database, I think, of more than 1,000 investors with whom we are connecting them. And Pedro will explain a bit later how these connections are being done, but very briefly, they are done either directly or via different events. And we have a number of events that are currently ongoing. Some of them are pitching events. where the application is open. We do have also investor-only events where a number of companies are presented to investors without the participation of the companies. And following this, the investor roundtables, as we call them, there are introductions being made between companies and investors, if investors are interested. And the impact speaks for itself. Almost 500 companies that have been supported, more than 1,500 investors in our community, more than 60 events that have been organized, and more than 1,000, I think, yeah, quite much more than 1,000 direct introductions, and also introductions following the events. This program is implemented with the support of three partners, Dealflow, Jura, and BPI Euroquity. And now I would like to give the floor to Pedro Carvalho from Dealflow, that will present you more in depth each of these activities. Thank you very much, and yeah, let us know if you have any questions. Pedro, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Diana. Good morning, everyone, and thank you for having the chance of presenting our support to the EIC beneficiaries. So I'm just going to try to go through the different items of support that we provide under the program. The first one is, as Diana mentioned, the pitch deck review. So the way we try to improve the deck of our beneficiaries, both in terms of content and the deck and design review. It's just a small example of the type of work that we can do, and we of course try to make it as tailored to your needs as possible. Next slide, please. Then something that is also quite relevant when you are approaching the VC market, trying to have meetings with VCs and trying to convince them to prepare the term sheet, is the financial model that you have behind your numbers and the assumptions. So we try to help you in reviewing a bit the numbers that you are presenting to the VCs, making sure that they are coherent, that they are robust, and that they are actually easy to defend when you are facing the potential investor during your one-to-one meetings. Next slide, please. And something on top of all these materials is our platform. So our platform is the Dealflow.eu platform, is a matchmaking platform where we are listing when we're listing like almost all the EIC beneficiaries, and of course you also have your profile there, but you can also claim your page there and edit your information there. That's exactly what we wanted to do, to be able to be more visible and to get more exposure to the thousands of investors that are part of the platform and that they check it daily. Next slide, please. Regarding the platform itself, so we have a couple of features that we try to develop to increase the number of intros that we get through the platform. Diana just mentioned the number of intros that we are now doing from through the contract. Only from the platform in the last 6 months, we have made more than 150 direct intros. So this means that we are doing on average 1 intro every day from the platform. So this means that one investor went to the platform, he clicked the Get Introduced button of a company profile, and then Dealflow made the intro between the investor and the beneficiary. And overall, the feedback is quite positive from also from the companies and from the investors. In the platform, we also have the fundraising card, where you can, as a company, edit the details of your round. You can add details on the target round size, on the round type, how much you are raising, and what's your closing date. Of course, this is always up to you to share. You are always the one managing all this information, all this data, and we won't publish anything on your behalf without your consent. Regarding the details of your round, that we know that sometimes can be very sensitive information. Next slide, please. And regarding the investor outreach part, so the first thing that we would like you to support with is in mapping the ecosystem, understanding exactly your needs in terms of fundraising, what kind of investor you're looking for, and then where you can find them. For these, we use these 2 main tools, Dealroom and PitchBook. We have access to these 2 platforms. And then once you understand what type of fund, what type of investment you are looking for, we try to give you a list of potential and relevant investors that can then help you in understanding the VC market, the ecosystem. We know that for some of you, this is already quite obvious, but we try to at least have this information for everyone, so we are all in the same page when we are starting the investor outreach process. Next slide, please. And then once you have this overall mapping of the ecosystem, we try to keep you up to date with the outreach, and we have this tracking sheet, which is an online tool, is a very simple online tool where we list all the potential investors that you should reach out to. And then we also have our network, and we try to share the information through this list. Is a very joint effort if you want, and we are always open to collaborate closely with you on this. Where we can share the feedback of the companies and of the investors, understand what we can do better for the next outreach, and adapt the message to increase the likelihood of success in your upcoming funding round, on your upcoming outreach processes. Next slide, please. I think maybe we don't have time for this slide, but following up on what I've just mentioned, once we have this kind of information on the tracking sheet, then we can actually leverage it for other companies. So we have a very interesting pool of information from VCs and feedback from VCs regarding the main factors that they look at when they are assessing an investment opportunity. And we try then to share this information with everyone, from strong IP, clear use case, the team, the solid valuation rationale. All of these are very important factors that we try then to pass you, and to make sure that we are strong on all these factors when facing a potential investor. Next slide, please. And then regarding all the investor activities that we organize. So we have two main type of activities. We have ongoing recurrent deal flow sharing. So for these, we use the newsletter, direct intros. We keep biannual meetings with all the network of investors that we have. And also we prepare tailored lists on deals.flow.eu of EIC companies that investors can then check, and then they can request intros to. So we do this every day with our network. And then on top of this, we also have, as Diana mentioned, our investor focus events. We have thematic roundtables where we promote companies, and we discuss also industry trends with VCs. We have our investor dinners where we also present the EIC portfolio to the companies. And then we also have investor days and pitching events where companies pitch. And I believe some of you already pitched at these events and had a chance to meet some investors there. We have very nice results, more than 1,600 investors in the platform. We already had more than 800 investors in our events. And as I said, through the platform in the last 6 months, we have made 150 direct intros on top of all the events that we are also organizing and other meetings taking place there. Next slide, please. Regarding events, we have a couple of events coming up. I would like to invite you to apply for the pitching on agri-food in September and for the Healthcare Investor Day in October. I will share the links in the chat right after the presentation, so you can have a look. And if you see fit with these events, you are more than welcome to apply. And then you are going to be informed if you are or not selected for the event. Next slide, please. As feedback, we are proud to say that companies are in general quite happy with our support. 98% of the companies said that our support was very good or excellent, and we are happy to have this kind of feedback regarding the deck review, but also about all the investor outreach that we support companies with. Next slide, please. And regarding investor outreach, we have a couple of very interesting success stories that we always are proud to share. This is just one of the examples of the good case that we have. The example of Oba Therapeutics that got the investments through one of our investors after one of our activities. So we presented Oba Therapeutics during one of our roundtables of investors, and then Indeco Venture Partners requested an intro to Oba after the event, and then there was a meeting that we facilitated, and the investment takes place a couple of months later between Indeco and Oba, and we are proud to have more cases like this the last month as well. Our team is composed by 9 vertical leaders that are organized according to the different EIC portfolio companies. So we try to have a very tailored approach within each vertical, so we can leverage the investor network side, but also the knowledge that we gather from the companies we are working with every day. Next slide, please. And then last but not least, how can you request access to our support? You have two main ways. You have the funding update form that you can share, and through which you can request our support services. And then you can also send an email to team@dealflow.eu, and we will get back to you and reach out to draw action plan for your investor outreach in the coming days. That's it from my side. Thank you, everyone, and we are, of course, open to address any questions you may have.
Thank you very much both for the good summary on everything that is possible in this program. I think we can go over to the Q&A and see how many questions or which questions we have there, opening the floor for more questions as well. I can already read out the first question. I think for Pedro, because it's for Dealflow. Is your matchmaking an overlap with EuroQuity? Would you advise to register on both sides?
It's a different platform. I mean, so it's not overlap. I think they can be complemented. I would advise, I mean, in this case, the more the better. Dealflow has like a very comprehensive list of all the companies, so it's more public. I think it's easier to access, but we complement each other quite well, and I don't see any problem in having an account in both of them.
Okay, thank you. I think there are no more questions. If any will come in, then we'll do them later. Then I would like to ask you for the break, which will be next. We have around 10-minute break until 14:35. So be back in 13 minutes, please. And we will see you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you had a good break. And now we will have three sessions before the next break, namely the Innovation Procurement Program, the International Trade Fairs, and the Ecosystem Partnership Program. And starting with the Procurement Program, I would like to invite Vasilis, the Program Coordinator, to start his session.
Thank you very much, Nadine. Good afternoon from my side. Welcome to this EIC Info Day on BAS activities. My name is Vasilis Tsanidis, and I am coordinating the Innovation Procurement Program. I will start by giving you one important figure. Do you know how much budget does the public sector spend through procurement on annual basis in Europe? It is 2 trillion euros. If you add on this also the budget that is spent through private sector procurement, you understand that public and private sector in Europe are enormous, or offering enormous business opportunities to innovators, also innovators like you. That's why since 2024, we have established in EIC BAS, the new EIC Innovation Procurement Program, which is comprised of two major activities. One major initiative that is called Spin for EIC, that I will explain to you, that is actually preparing the ecosystem for innovation procurement that is providing assistance. And the second activity, that it is complementary to the previous one, that is supporting EIC innovators to carry out proof of concept demonstrations or pilot tests on the services of public or private sector buyers. Let me take this all from the beginning, though. What is this? What is the structure, the main structure of this EIC Innovation Procurement Program? Here you have an overview of the major activities of this program. There are regular matchmakings organized with public and private sector buyers. In the private and public sector, our main focus are the procurement departments, the purchasing departments of all respective entities. We are offering assistance to public buyers to carry out innovation procurements, because we do believe that by having more innovation procurements in Europe, you will have more business opportunities to for your solutions. We are supporting the enhancements of skills through academies, innovation procurement academies, where buyers are invited from the public and the private sector, from Europe, but also at the global level, are invited to these academies to speak to you, to explain to you how public and private sector procurement is carried out, so that you have an inside information about these processes. we have prepared a toolkit that is available to you, that is providing hands-on information on how to access procurement markets in Europe, but also at the global level, in public and the private sector. So you'll have all this information, very simple information that could be useful to you in your journey to innovation procurement. And an important activity of innovation procurement program is the assistance that we are providing to EIC awardees to carry out, to prepare their tenders for procurements in Europe, but also at the global level, in the public and the private sector. And as said, the newly introduced activity, the POCs and pilot tests on the services on public and private sector buyers. And the center of all this, it's the EIC Innovation Procurement Community, a community that we have established in order to be able to allow you to interact with potential clients of your solutions in the public and the private sector. But let me explain you in more detail how this, I gave you an overview, how this innovation procurement journey is working. Next slide, please. There are different milestones, different steps in this journey, but that doesn't mean that you have to follow all these steps. It's up to you, according to your maturity level, to join the first, the second, the third, or even directly the fourth step regarding the assistance that you would like to receive in the context of this EIC Innovation Procurement Program. The first step, I'll start with the first step, which is getting to know innovation procurement. As said, it is really important to for suppliers to enhance the skills. It doesn't. It's really important to understand how public procurement, for example, is working in Europe. What are the tips and tricks you need to know for this process? So that's why, as said, we are organizing twice per year online innovation procurement academies for 4 days, where procurers are coming to you to talk to you about procurement, how they are designing the procurement, what is important to take into account when you are preparing your offers, and of course to provide you some information on how to find these business opportunities, because everything starts with raise awareness on innovation procurement. Second, toolkit. As said, we have prepared a toolkit with hands-on information. It is important to go through to see how to have this hands-on information about innovation procurement in all levels: public, private, procurement of R&D services in the public sector, non-R&D services procurement in the private sector, in the public sector. So all types of procurements that can offer you business opportunities to scale up your innovations. In procurement, and especially in public procurement, it takes two to tango. It's not only you that you have to be ready to apply to as potential suppliers in a procurement. They have also the public buyers to draft tender documents that enable you to participate as potential suppliers. For example, to draft a tender document that doesn't have high annual turnovers that exclude you by default in the selection process. So that's why we are providing assistance to public buyers to carry out innovation procurements, to carry out procurements in a way that could attract solutions from SMEs and startups, from innovative SMEs and startups. The second step is matchmaking. So we are organizing regularly matchmaking events between public and private sector buyers, purchasing departments with EIC awardees in order to for the buyers to get to know your innovations and start drafting tender documents that could actually are open also to new innovative solutions that are on the market. Very important, the interaction with the buyers, and this is happening not only with the through the matchmaking events, but also through a community that recently we have moved this community to a LinkedIn group where it's a closed, restricted LinkedIn group where you accept only buyers and EIC awardees, and where we are providing the opportunity to buyers and EIC innovators to interact on future challenges that the buyers are facing. So I invite you to take part in this LinkedIn group to stay always in contact with with buyers of that are interested in purchasing innovative solutions. Yeah, step 3 and 4. Collaboration. The important is to be able to de-risk innovation procurement, and it's the other initiative of the EIC Innovation Procurement Program, the InnoMatch initiative taps in, and we are providing financial support to EIC awardees to carry out proof of concept demonstrations or pilot tests on the services of public and private sector buyers. I will explain that later in my final slide when I will get into detail of this activity. And last but certainly not least is the assistance that we are offering to EIC awardees to prepare their offers for public and private sector buyers. You will hear after my presentation a testimony from an EIC awardee that actually was assisted to prepare an offer in a tender in Europe. Next slide, please. I start with the public buyers. Yeah, you saw that we are working when it comes to public procurement. Our main goal is to work with public buyers that are interested to buy innovative solutions. That's why we are offering support to carry out, instead of procurements that are buying off the shelf, innovation procurements that are open to innovative solutions that you may offer. So we have ongoing 20 assistance cases. We are providing assistance to buyers to identify the assessment of their need, to build a business case, to conduct an open market consultation, or to draft even the tender documents in the way that I explained. Next slide, please. You see here some buyers that have joined forces with us, and we are providing assistance to them to carry out innovation procurements. Next slide, please. So you see that the important buyers from all over Europe, from all over sectors. Next slide, please. Matchmaking events. This is an important milestone in the innovation procurement journey, and how these matchmaking events are working. We are teaming up with public or private sector buyers, and we are working with them to identify their challenge. So they have a challenge. We'll try to polish this challenge and based on this challenge that the buyers are facing, we are publishing a call for expression of interest addressed to you. So this call remains open for 1 or 2 months, and then applications are submitted, and the final applications, the final selection, we are working with limited number of EIC awardees, 5, 6, 7 maximum, where the final selection is done by the buyers themselves. So the buyers themselves and we're talking about buyers that have set aside budget to buy an innovative solution in the public and the private sector. That's why it is really the selection by them. It's already a very important signal about the potential commercialization of the solution. The latest in the public sector, the latest matchmaking event we had was with the city of Vaasa in the context of energy, in the context of annual energy event that they have in Vaasa, and now they are working to be able to deploy the solution through one solution that they like more through procurement. The same happens with the private sector buyers who are working mainly with the purchasing departments of the private sector buyers, and then it's easier. The process is much more easy. For example, in a matchmaking event we had in HBI in Paris, the deal happened that happened on the spot, but okay, there was intense preparation on our end, because actually we are preparing the buyer, the buyers to polish the challenge. We are also preparing you, the EIC awardees, to be able to pitch in front of the buyers. And yeah, the best solutions are for the purchasing departments to be deployed. The next matchmaking event, for your information, is online. It will happen with a Belgian customs on drug detection, and the applications are open. I will show you later some interesting links, and you can find more information about the call and the buyer that is interested in purchasing innovative solutions to tackle this challenge. Next slide, please. Steps 3 and 4, tailored procurement assistance. This is an important activity, not that the others are not, but this is something that actually we are offering you support, 10 days of support free of cost for you, but of course for us, because we are helping you to draft the proposals, offers for public and private sector. We are working in two different ways. Either we are announcing some public or private sector procurements, and we are based on your demand, we are helping you in preparing this offer, or you come to us with a tender that you would like to participate as supplier, and we are helping you in some aspects of this offer, for example, IPRs and whatever. So this is the tailored procurement assistance. We publish regularly tenders that we identify in Europe, but also at the global level. But also, as said, we have regularly an open call when you can come to us to the innovation procurement program, and you can request assistance from us about a potential tender that you would like to participate as supplier. And this may not happen once. You can come 2 or 3 more times in order to receive assistance from us for different tenders, of course. Next slide, please. Here are some figures about the impact so far. As said, the EIC Innovation Procurement Program in this very structured form has started only 2024, and we have by mid 2024. And by then we have already 10 offers being submitted. 8 events have been organized. 180 members in the community. So a lot of participation and traction for this procurement program. Next slide, please. Here you have some links about the activities that you have mentioned to you. Please register here. You have the QR code to register for our next Innovation Procurement Academy that will happen from 17 to 20 November. The call is already open, so you can register even from now. You can register to receive free of cost assistance from us. No need to have already a procurement need or tender. You can already apply, and we can help you out to identify with you some tenders that may be fit for your solution. Discover our toolkits, important knowledge repository. You can check some successful videos of previous activities of the Innovation Procurement Program here, and there is also a LinkedIn group. I invite you and encourage you to participate, because you will be staying in contact with everything that with buyers, because it's a joint buyers EIC Innovators LinkedIn group and restricted group. And last but not least, to subscribe to our newsletter to stay up to date to all our activities. Next slide and final slide, and I promise I'd finish here. The proof of concept, the pilot test, that the financial support that we are offering. This is complementing what I have said, because we consider that this part is an important step of the innovation procurement journey. So don't consider it as disconnected. It is complementing all the previous activities. We are offering up to 60K to EIC awardees to carry out proof of concept demonstrations or pilot tests, or to pilot test their solutions on the services of public and private sector buyers. We had already a first cutoff that now we are expecting the results. The final cutoff, The second cutoff will be around November, so stay tuned about this opportunity to receive financial support to carry out innovation procurement. Just to let you know, for this cutoff, you will have to team up with an interested public or private sector buyer that this buyer is interested in committed to buy an innovative solution. So we don't want only you to submit the offer, but we would like to you, along with a buyer identified by you, that is willing to do the proof of concept or pilot test on its services. With this slide, I would like to thank you very much. I'm always at your disposal if you would like to ask any question about the EIC Innovation Procurement Program. But enough of me. I mean, like, I think we have to hear from an EIC awardee, one of you that received assistance to participate in a tender. So I would like to give the floor to Giulio Monaco from Ablio that participated in a tender on Euro-Alpine Tunnel Lyon-Turin. So, Giulio, the floor is yours. Julio, if you hear me?
Yes. Sorry, I had the microphone muted. So thank you, Vasilis. Are you hearing me now?
Yes. Perfectly.
Okay. So thank you. I am Giulio Monaco. I am the CEO of Ablio. We are a provider of language solutions, mainly language interpretation solutions. We've been awarded of a SME2 project from the European Commission a few years ago that enabled us to develop our innovative platforms for delivering simultaneous interpretation at events or in conversations. As Vasilis said, in our industry, more than half of the whole value of the market is happening through public procurement from public institutions or large corporations through tenders. So it is important for us to participate in it and try to get contracts through that channels. I must say that even if we have innovative solutions that every day we are implementing and improving, including AI interpretation, which is the last child of our family. But we see that most of the tenders that are happening in our industry are mainly focused on old-fashioned ways of doing things. So the effort that EC is doing for educating the clients, the buyers to be open to innovative solutions, which will also be benefit for them, will be good. But in any case, the reality is this, so we just do whatever we can. If the buyer is requesting an old-fashioned way of doing the service, we also have organized and provide the old way as they like. I would suggest to everybody that even if to pay close attention to the tenders, because even if they are not specific for the innovative part of your activities and are more focused on older ways of doing things, still it's valid to take a look and also participate, because it gives you the capacity and the view of what actually the market is currently looking for. And so you also might adapt or adjust your solutions, which are innovative, but also to fit into the mainstream way of the buyer. Participating into a tender, public tender, is always tricky. There is a lot of things to pay attention, and it's a hard process that one is learning by doing it. What we got through the support was a really good hand of understanding and finding the proper way to build up the proposal, which most cases requires the definition of a profile, the proper response to the terms of reference of the tender, and also proper pricing definition. And on all these aspects, besides your own experience, I think that the help that you can get from the stuff that is proposed here will be really beneficial. As minimum, as it gives you a counterpart that is not embedded into your company, that can look at the your proposal or your tender with clean eyes, that might be closer to the eyes of the buyer, and so helps you for that. So this is just my little testimonial of what we did. That tender that Vasily mentioned, we lost it, but we are participating to several tenders. Some of them we win, some of them we lose, but the experience that we are gaining is growing, and every day we get better, and helps us to have a higher rate of redemption for these tenders. So thank you for the support that I got.
And thank you so much for sharing as well.
Giulio. Nadine, if you allow me, I would like to highlight one thing that it was really important in the testimonial of Giulio. In the EIC, we are trying to collaborate with buyers to make them buy an innovative solution. But you know, there are millions of buyers around Europe that are buying the old-fashioned way. But this should not keep you from not submitting offers. So take this opportunity and use our assistance, if you like, to also, not only for innovation, for procurements that are buying innovation that is clear, but also for traditional procurement, because then your capability of winning contracts is growing. So thank you very much, Giulio, for this, and this was very important.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, both.
Thank you.
We received one question, and I will just read it out given the time. But the question was, how do awardees know about the calls? Are they invited each time, or do they have to see it in the BAS service catalog? And I think that's for you, Vassilis.
Calls. What do you mean? Sorry, I can take it, Giulio, because I think it's for the program. If you like to say something, of course, it's up to you.
If the question is where you find the tenders, well, most of the tenders in Europe are on the TED platforms, where all tenders in Europe that are beyond a certain threshold, which is, I think, 100,000 euros or something like that, should be published there. And that's the main place where to get tenders. Then there are national tenders and local tenders, and there are different ways to find them. That's it for now. I mean, it would take an afternoon just to describe the whole things.
That's why I encourage you to participate in the Innovation Procurement Academies to learn more about how to be engaged with public and private sector procurement. So, but as Julio said, TED is a very important portal for above the threshold 200,000 euros, but there are other different ways. But also, I encourage you to participate, to submit your interest for individual for a assistance tailored to you, and we can guide you through. We can look with you some tender portals and to identify the tenders that you might be interested to submit an offer in the public sector, but also in other ways in the private sector. But I think I've run out of time, so thank you very much, and thank you.
Thank you too, both, for sharing.
Thank you.
So for the next session, we will have Nassima on the International Trade Fairs Program and Immersive Week.
Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
So just, I want to start to apologize because I'm a bit sick, so just let me know if you can hear me well. So indeed, thanks Nadine. I'm going to present the EIC International Trade Fairs and soft landing programs. So the main question here is, are you ready to go global? And if the answer is yes, then the EIC and this specific program can help you to get there. Next slide, please. So starting with the International Trade Fairs programs, I will give you an overview of what is currently running. So we started this program end 2023, and it will run until 2026. Of course, more is coming after, but here is an overview of what is happening now and for next year. So the international trade fairs focus on four main sectors. We have biotech, clean tech, healthcare, medical, and new industrial technologies. We connect you with top trade fairs in strategic markets like in the US, in the Middle East, in Europe. Since recently in Africa as well, and of course in Europe. We aim during this period to bring almost 300 EIC companies to join 19 missions in 7 different international trade fairs. To do what? In fact, to create new business leads, partnership, and also growth opportunities. If we go in the next slides, please. We can see here some key results, the impact of the participation of the companies only for 2024, because indeed what we do is we collect from the companies the results of what has been arranged and the established deal and business opportunity created through thanks to this trade fairs participation. As from now, so we participated together with 195 EIC awardees to 10 international trade fairs. The impact, it's quite huge, as you can see, and the intention to come again with us in trade fairs is really high. You see here that the average meeting pre-arranged during the trade fairs so 15, and so after 6 months after the trade fairs, the companies reported that they had more than 180 deals signed. The business generated within 1 year after participating to the trade fairs, it's quite huge, with 99 million generated after all the mission. Next slide, please. Another international program is the EIC Soft Lending program. So we started to pilot this EIC Soft Lending also in 2023, and it happened in 2024. We had 3 immersive program, I can say. So this is for 2024, but just 2 weeks ago, we had another one in Boston. So we can add one here. Until now, 60 EIC awardees attended those soft lending immersive week. The focus was in Silicon Valley and Boston, as already mentioned by Aga at the beginning of the presentation of the Business Acceleration Services. More is to come in other regions, in America, Asia Pacific, and so you will know a bit more in the coming months. Next slide, please. So the results so far for the EIC soft lending program. So we received also a lot of application. For only the 3 immersive program, we had 42 awardees, and the expected, the deal and business after 6 months, it's quite high as well. It's 26 established cooperation deals and business generated through this mission. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So this program, so what you get from this program, we provide, in fact, a complete support. You have coaching, training. We support you with booth preparation, with the meeting, the market research, and the business matching. You are not alone. If you go to next slide, please. Here you can see the journey. We start to help you before, during, and after the mission. We collect your identified needs. You get support to reach and attract investors, clients, and partners. By joining this program, we will explore with you new markets. You will meet investors and partners, and also get really a high visibility and valuable contact. So we prepare you with a briefing. You will attend trade fairs, and after the trade fairs and the soft lending, we have follow-up meeting and coaching. So you can see that it's really a complete cycle and not just attending to an event. If you go to the next slide, please. So here you have a picture of the booth. So the fact that we go all together, you will get a really high visibility, and we provide you with the space within the EIC pavilion. It's a fully equipped booth. You have tailor matching with industry leaders, investors, and the potential partners. As I said already, mentoring, business coaching, focus on the specific target market where the trade is happening. You will also have a high visibility during the trades, because we organize for you a pitching session, and we ensure that you are in the official program in the trade fairs themselves. So next slide, please. So what is coming in 2026? So what is important, because as I explained previously, it's a complete split cycle preparation before, during, and after. We need time. So therefore, we launch the call 6 months or 7 months, more or less, before the trade fairs, to have time to prepare our participation. So the next, what is coming next it's a Mobile World Congress. It's happening in Spain, Barcelona. It's currently open. And then in September, the call for GITEX are going to be open. So GITEX Africa, GITEX Europe. October, you have Bio in US. And for GITEX Global and Medica 2026, the call will be open in February and March. For the immersive program, the soft landing in US, here it's written to be confirmed. I can tell you already that the call will be open in September, mid-September. So I really invite you to apply to this call. Next slide, please. So who is eligible for this program? So startups, scale-up, SMEs, so EIC beneficiaries, in fact, next slide. Next slide. So the criteria for the selection is the expected impact in the participation in the trade fairs. We will look at your internationalization plans. We will also look at the financial and the human resources you can commit for your participation. And as well, we will check if the product or your services are fitting with the specific trade fairs or the immersive week. Next slide, please. I think it's the Q&A. Yeah. So the floor is yours. So you have my name. I just also want to mention that I am currently working with the contractors. PwC. So if you apply and you see email from PwC, no worry, they are the current contractor that are working with me on all the logistic aspects.
Thank you very much, Nsima.
Thank you.
Then we have the poll, and we have 2 poll questions. And the first question is, as part of the immersive week, where would you like to take your business? And there is a strong preference to Bio United States, Medica Europe. We will keep the poll open a bit longer. GITEX Europe. And then for the global trade fairs, I think that was Medica Europe, yes. Bio GITEX as well. We will keep this poll open a little bit longer because it's also very insightful for us. But I think we can go to the Q&A now. And there's one question. Please feel free to send in your question. There's still time for it. And this question is there a maximum of trade fairs you can go to?
As you have seen, we have a lot of applicants. So what we try to do is really to also give the opportunity to the maximum the EIC awardees. So we are trying to, it depends, but let's say that the maximum is 3 participation. But in fact, if we see that there is really a huge interest and a huge, and it can be we can have a big impact. We are trying to allow for more participation, but I would say that in an average, it's 3 times.
Then I would like to thank you very much, Nassima, for your
Thanks to you.
contribution. And
Thank
then
you.
we will be going to the next session, which is the last session before the next break. And this is on the Ecosystem Partnership Program and will be presented by Gisela and will also include a testimonial at the end. And also, please feel free to ask any of your questions during the session already so that they can be addressed after. So the floor is yours again, Gisela.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you very much, Nadine. I hope my IT is healthy this afternoon. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to present you this time to our startup scale-ups beneficiaries, one of our business acceleration programs. In this case is the EIC Ecosystem Partnership Program. And if we can have the next slide, please. Yeah, so this program was created in 2021 and it has been ongoing since then. And the main aim was to bring into a partnership with the EIC all those service providers, innovation service providers in Europe and also at the international level, so that they could help us, the EIC, provide the best services to our EIC awardees. Might they be from Pathfinder, Transition, Accelerator, and also our Seal of Excellence. So the program is basically a bridge between our EIC awardees and all those innovation ecosystem actors in Europe and across the globe. And to make it easier for you all, our EIC awardees, to have access to the services of these amazing organizations. And we really are very proud of this program. And we really hope that you will find that usefulness of its existence. Next slide, please. Yeah, so all these EIC partners that have applied to provide services to our EIC beneficiaries are being onboarded into our EIC service catalog by our ERA team managing this catalog on behalf of the EIC. And we have, for the moment, already 200 plus organizations in the catalog and more than 500 services under 11 service categories. So when you accede to the link that you see in this slide, you land on the page that you see illustrated in the slide, and there in yellow you have the type of beneficiary that can apply to the services. So either you whether you are a Pathfinder, Transition, Accelerator, or Seal of Excellence, and if you do so, you immediately are directed to all those that are more in line with your type of needs. You also see the 11 categories of services we have. Might it be acceleration, incubation, fundraising, internationalization, matchmaking. So all this you can find in a very friendly manner in the partner services link. We also have a help desk to help you navigate and solve all the issues you might have. And since November 2024, we have upgraded the program and we have included a co-funding scheme. And this is what we mean here by EIC Access Plus. And I will go into a bit more of detail in a while. Okay, next slide, please. So these are some of the features of the service catalog. This slide is important for you to consult after this info session. To dwell into the details, but just to let you know that the call to apply to the services of the catalog is always open, ongoing. You will have the opportunity to contact the partners that you choose directly in the catalog. Each partner has a minimum of 3 services, and you can navigate all this and get in contact with those partners directly in the catalog, as well as apply for the co-funding. Next slide, please. We also have featured in the catalog. So today you have the opportunity to hear all of us and all my colleagues speak about the services that we have available in the Business Acceleration team, but also in the catalog we have mentioned all those services. Important to tell you is that the services provided by our service catalogs are not in competition with the BAS services. Sometimes we have questions on coaching, for example. It's not meant to replace the coaching that we offer in the BAS. It's a complement to all the services that we have. So of course, the coaching that we give for our beneficiaries within the grants, it's the free coaching that my colleague Myers has explained to you. The coaching given by our service providers is an extra service that you might need in different stages of development of your innovation, because you can also accede to these services even when your project has already finished in the IC. Next slide, please. Okay, so some statistics just to give you some idea. Here you have the geographic distribution of our EIC partners. So as I said, we already have more than 200 EIC partners. The majority for the time being come from Spain, followed by France, Portugal, Germany. But as you see, we have a very diverse geographical presence of partners around the world. Next slide, please. Now for the type of services, so the acceleration, incubation and venture building is quite popular and it's quite requested by our beneficiaries. We have following the business planning, the support, the fundraising, support for fundraising, etc. So here you can see what are the most popular, the typology of services. It can be a standalone service, it can be individualized, it can be also a program cohort. Next slide, please. So my colleagues from the communication and EIC community, they will explain to you how this works, but I thought it was also important because we have different events linked to this program, and all these events are now published in the EIC BAS newsletter, the one that gathers all of the services together. And I really advise you, if you are interested in this program, to subscribe to this newsletters to have access to all the information that can be of interest for you concerning the service catalog. Next slide, please. And for this type of events that are linked to the program, we have the Ask Me Anything webinars, where we periodically choose a thematic that is provided by the program. And we invite the EIC beneficiaries to participate in this Ask Me Anything webinars, and you have the opportunity to meet mostly online certain EIC partners that explain to you their services. You have the opportunity already to have some matchmaking during those events, etc. And the upcoming Ask Me Anything will be now on the 10th of July on prototyping, proof of concept and due diligence. So in case you are interested, you can still apply. We also have EIC Partners Day, where we try to bring together the partners to discuss the developments and the improvements of the program. And we usually also invite our EIC beneficiaries to participate and bring their point of view also on the needs and the services that they have already benefited of. We also have the EIC Community, and this will be explained to you by my colleague, Oana. Next slide, please. Okay, here are materials that you can explore post this info session. So do not hesitate to look at the video, and you can also have more information. Here you have the contacts of the help desk, etc., that will help you really have more acquaintance and navigate the program quite easily. Next slide, please. Here, just some details on the co-financing. So since I already mentioned to you, since November 2024, we have put in place a co-funding scheme in order to help beneficiaries have easier access to our services. Next slide, please. So we found that sometimes there was some issues with covering the fees. There are quite a few services that can be for free, but most of them have a fee associated to it. So we have implemented this EIC Access Plus funding scheme that provides 50% of co-funding for any service that you can search in the catalog, and per beneficiary you can benefit up to 60K in one services or several services. The eligibility are the awardees of the EIC pilot from 2018 onwards, and Seal of Excellence holders, but for Seal of Excellence holders only since Horizon Europe. The call is open, is permanently open in parallel with the existence of the EIC service catalog, and it's done on a continuous basis. Next slide, please. So this is really to support the access to the EIC service catalog. It will have also a monitoring of the service delivery quality and the impact. And we really try our best. We are into 6 months of this program, and we really trying to assess the best alignment of the service catalog to the needs of our awardees. And we really look forward also to your feedback. And this program, and yes, please, next slide, please. Yes, it's good. Okay, so here you have more details on the eligibility criteria, so you can have a look and see if your particular project fits into the criteria. And please do not hesitate to use this co-funding opportunity. And it's just to clarify, EIC beneficiaries can be from ongoing projects, but also from closed projects. So as already a colleague of mine mentioned, once you are funded by the EIC, you become part of the EIC community, and you are permanently eligible to accede to our business acceleration services, including this one. Next slide, please. Here are a bit more details on how we deploy the funding, whether the service is of a lower value of 10,000 euros or higher than that, and how we deploy the funding, if in one installment, 2 installments. So I really advise you to read afterwards in detail this the information we give you here in this particular slide. Next. We have divided for the co-funding the support categories into 4 service packages. We have the research package, we have the business acceleration package, skill improvement, and access to funds. So here you can see up to how much we co-fund those services, and always taking into account the 50% of the service cost. Next slide, please. Here you have different opportunities to check how you can become part of this program and how to contact the teams involved in the co-funding. Next slide, please. And here are also the contacts for the service catalog. It's the EIC Partnerships Help Desks. For the Access Plus team, it's the EIC Access Plus Info email. And you also have the website of the EIC Access Plus. Okay, so, but better than me, it's probably the best to give the floor now to Pavel Jelinski. He's one of our EIC partners. He already has some experience in delivering services to our beneficiaries, and he will give a short testimonial on how he has done it so far, and also give some tips to you as beneficiaries on how to best profit from the program. So Pavel, if you are online, I will give the floor to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gisela. I'm here. I'm listening to you. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, we can hear very well. Thank you, Pavel.
Yeah, sure. Fantastic. Good afternoon, everyone. Like Gisela told you before, I represent Consonance, a company who is 100% focused on medical device development. And we had that opportunity to collaborate, to partner with EIC beneficiaries, and also the one co-founded by the Access Plus scheme, which I would like to talk more in details today. I'd like to share a recent success story that illustrates the power of collaboration within the EIC ecosystem, especially when combining Access Plus funding with the support of experienced development partners. One of our most exciting partnerships recently has been with an innovative EIC accelerator beneficiary based in Barcelona. Thanks to Access Plus funding and the resources of the Business Acceleration Services ecosystem, we had the opportunity to go beyond the core scope of their project and launch a parallel research and development initiative focused on a technological component of their future medical product. Without this additional support and the flexibility Access Plus provides, this side project simply wouldn't have happened. The clients would have had to deprioritize an engineering solution, one that now significantly enhances the performance of their device. And that's the essence of what Access Plus is all about, empowering startups to take bold, meaningful steps in their technology development journey. And also what's important, compromising timelines and product quality. And just last week, we visited the client's headquarters in Barcelona, where we had the pleasure of presenting the outcomes of this R&D work. We officially signed the acceptance protocol, marking a successful milestone that's now integrated in the broader project. The synergy actually shows how the main project and the Access Plus track proves how critical it is to have the right funding tools, and also someone who is behind the scene actually to deliver. And also there's more good news because we have a bit more to share, Gisela, because last month we signed a new agreement with another EIC beneficiary, a startup based in Porto, who was also awarded an Access Plus grant for R&D support. We kicked off the project with a feasibility stage 3 weeks ago with a clear focus on certification readiness and flawless product execution. And it's another example, actually, how this funding tool helps startups reduce risk and bring more mature, better prepared products to market. And from our side at Consonance, as we stick to medical devices and IVD devices, a few practices proved especially valuable in making this collaboration smooth and productive. So the first thing is timing. So probably you ask yourselves, is it work? Does this work actually? So at the very beginning, when I first being introduced to Access Plus and this whole initiative, I was a bit skeptical about the response time and for the application sent by our clients. And I heard that 2 weeks maximum, they said. And I thought that's very optimistic, but I'll give this one to the EIC team, because getting a decision from them about the acceptance or not was like considerably less than 2 weeks, like I would say 4 or 5 days even. So timing is very good, so it works. Second thing is scope. So another thing to you need to make a clear separation of scopes between the core project and the Access Plus initiative, but ensuring both were aligned strategically, because sometimes this additional grant could deliver a bit more, which I actually explained before. Third thing I would point out are checkpoints. Regular technical checkpoints with the clients, allowing early feedback and adjustments to the R&D work, because in the first case, we have like 3 multiple targets to achieve, 3 different R&D processes, and one of them was funded by the Access Plus scheme. And the last thing, I guess, very important thing, a shared and clear mindset, both of service provider and also client, EIC beneficiary. So what I mean is a shared mindset of experimentation and precision, knowing that what we are doing now directly contributes to a safer and more robust product in the future, whether in pre or clinical trials, or even further if a project is more advanced. In short, I would say that Access Plus isn't just a bonus, let's say. It's like after 2 projects, and probably third is in the pipeline, I would say that it's a kind of a catalyst. And when paired with an experienced partner, it gives a startup with the freedom and capacity to invest in the kind of deep tech innovation that really sets their solution apart. So I guess that's all for today. That's most practical things I learned from those 2 projects, and they're ongoing, 2 of them. And I'm very happy about it and excited about it. So thank you very much. I hope the story inspires more collaborations, and I'm very happy to discuss a bit more with you offline, so you're kindly invited. Thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing as well. And thank you, Gisela, also for explaining. Before the break, we will just quickly go to Slido. And we again prepared a poll question for you. So we would like to ask you to fill it out. And then we will check the answers. I see some votes coming in. So the question is, which of the following is not a real feature of the EIC Ecosystem Partnership Program? And the first answer, which has 50% of the votes, is exclusive EIC branded retreats for innovation ecosystem partners and EIC beneficiaries. And there's a pretty even spread for all. Collaboration with accelerators and incubators, access to matchmaking with investors and corporates, and the fourth option, networking across the European innovation ecosystem. And I will turn to Gisela to give us the right answer.
So I do indeed confirm that we still do not organize retreats, and that all the other activities are in fact part of the program. So you do have access to matchmaking with investors and corporates, collaboration with accelerators and incubators, and you also network across the European innovation ecosystem. So I guess it's a trap question, so probably most did not read is not, so that probably explains. But indeed, the first one is not yet part of the ecosystem program.
Thank you very much. Then I would like to thank you both for your contribution. And I think we can go to the next break. So there will be another break of around 10 minutes. So we will be back by 10 to 4, so 8 minutes. And after that, we will have 2 more sessions. And then we will also talk about communications and conclude. So see you in 8 minutes.
Avete appena ascoltato Giacomo nel suo momento da Celeblast? Cos'è capitato a Giacomo? Beh, ha parcheggiato nell'istante in cui è terminata la puntata del podcast. Celebra anche tu le piccole gioie quotidiane con Vivident Blast. Momenti ripieni di gusto.
So welcome back, everyone, to the final part of the afternoon session of the EIC BAS Info Day, starting with a Women Leadership Program, which will be presented by Sarah, the Program Coordinator. And I will actually already give the floor to you.
Hello, good afternoon. Many thanks for the introduction, Nadine. In the EIC Women Leadership Program, we are indeed addressing one of the most challenging gaps in innovation. This is the gender gap. We know that women represent more than half of the European Union's population. Next slide, they represent over 40% of STEM graduates in the EU. But only 30% of businesses created in Europe are created by female entrepreneurs. And this number is halved, going down to 15%. Next slide. When we talk about businesses in deep tech, which is under focus of course, EIC. However, in EIC, in our portfolio, we are proud to perform a bit better. Almost 1/4 of our research projects are coordinated by women. And when it comes to startups and scale-ups supported under EIC Accelerator scheme, last year, 30% of those receiving the funding were led by women. Yet, this is, of course, far from gender parity. And tapping into the pool of women innovators is not just a matter of equality, but it's more important because it's important to it can contribute to increased economic competitiveness, and it can also contribute to improved innovation performance of the European Union. So next slide. Because we know that research shows that women-led companies on average perform better in the long run. Companies that are funded by women ultimately deliver higher revenues. And also gender mixed teams have higher profits. So this is the economic side of the story, but it's also important for innovation performance because we know that the gender diverse team are more innovative. They perform more breakthrough innovation, and they also develop technology that is fit for women too, which is important that with our innovative solution, we address the whole society, not only half of it. So here it's where the story of the European Innovation Council Women Leadership Program comes in. The program supports women entrepreneurs in our portfolio to boost their entrepreneurial and leadership skills, provides them with a support community, all that with the aim to firmly position them in the helm of their innovative enterprises to help them ascend to senior and management positions, and ultimately also help some of the entrepreneurs to create their spin-outs from the existing companies. Next slide. Compared to the Business Acceleration Service programs that you have heard about earlier, this one is a bit unique because this is a leadership skills and networking enhancement program that focuses on individuals that are part of the members of the companies rather than on their businesses and the company business performance. So far, we have delivered 8 cohorts, starting with the pilot in 2021, some of them totally online during Corona, now delivering them in hybrid format. In those 8 cohorts, we have engaged more than 300 female leaders from from across EU and Horizon Europe associated countries. But of course, when it comes to nationalities, this group of alumni is really diverse, going beyond European borders. And we are always happy to engage the alumni in our ongoing programs as role models, as speakers, as testimonial providers, and so on. And we also organize regular meetings for alumni. In this 8 cohorts, we have also supported participants from diverse sectors. So the program is completely sector agnostic, but the participants' portfolio somehow aligns with the portfolio of EIC, prevailing participants coming from health tech, biotech sectors, climate tech, and also other sectors as well. Next slide. Now, to walk you briefly through main components of the program. The program has 4 main pillars: training sessions, networking, mentoring, and coaching. And all these pillars are preceded with a very important step, which is an in-person bootcamp, an in-person gathering, where we gather all participants to meet each other, to connect, to build lasting relationships. And this event provides an opportunity to increase the value of the program that continues online. And we always held this in-person meeting back-to-back with another event that is of great value and relevance for our participants. For example, in the latest cohorts, we did the in-person meeting next back-to-back with the EIC Summit, and our participants greatly appreciated it. Coming to next pillar, training sessions. So 8 training sessions are delivered under the program. Those sessions are delivered by experts on different topics linked to leadership and entrepreneurship. So they provide deep dives, know-how, transfer their knowledge, and participants really appreciate the direct exchange with the experts that are delivering the trainings. The program is then accompanied and complemented with a number of networking opportunities. So the format is designed in a way that is stimulating networking among peers, peer exchange, and also connects participants with the business leaders and other ecosystem players. And coming to the remaining 2 pillars, personal mentoring and business coaching, those are really individual parts of the program, completely owned by participants. When I mean so is that participants can themselves select the mentor and the coaching they would like to work with. When it comes to mentoring, the mentoring is there to help participants obtain personalized guidance on their personal and professional growth. So really individual and not so much business related. While on the other side, coaching is really focused on the improved performance of their businesses. Next slides. I have already mentioned, so the training session, there are 8 training sessions organized over the period of 8 consecutive weeks. Those sessions are taking place online, each of them lasting 2 hours. It's important to notice that the catalog of trainings delivered under each cohort is adjusted to the needs of the participants that are onboarded in each of the cohorts. So we perform an needs analysis when we are onboarding the participants in the trainings. And here we have an example of a curriculum, we deep dive into leadership styles that will help participants discover what are their unique leadership approaches and how to better harness it to effectively lead their team. Then we are looking into communication, into storytelling, how to better connect with the audience and convey your vision, how to effectively lead your team to stimulate collaboration and accountability and trust among team members, and then going moving into the trainings that are more business oriented towards the end of the catalog. We see negotiation. The training is equipping participants with tools to better negotiate, to foster mutual value, lasting agreements between the negotiating parties, sales and growth strategies. So how to increase sales-driven expansion of the business. So just an example of a curriculum. This, as you could imply from the topics, those topics fall into three pillars. Some of them addressing personal leadership, some of them developing your team leaderships, and other more related to the management of your businesses. At the end of the program, participants receive a certificate of completion, and for this it's important that they attend at least 7 out of 8 online trainings. While, of course, if there are justifiable excuses, we could, it's fine, but otherwise we also exclude participants from the training, so to ensure that all remaining participants receive the highest value and quality of the program. Next slide. I have been talking about networking opportunities. Under which, so here we create a number of opportunities for participants to engage with peers and to reach out to innovation ecosystem. Here some concrete examples. We engage role models to inspire, to provide motivation to female leaders. And what is really appreciated are the Ask Me Anything questions that stimulate the debate among participants and distinguished speakers that we engage in our program. We have challenge-based networking activities where participants are jointly addressing common challenges and sharing their solutions and finding solutions themselves. And also important aspects is the pitch preparation and pitching spotlight session for participants in specific sectors. So where we have a pitch preparation session for a number of participants, and also where we introduce them to investors who can provide feedback on their pitch, of course, with the purpose to improve it later on. Next slide, which is covering indeed business coaching and personal mentoring. Those are two pillars that very well complement each other, and also the previous parts of the program, so trainings and networkings. Under business coaching, participants have the opportunity to benefit from 3 days or 24 hours of business coaching spread over the duration or period of 1 year. They can choose a coach based from EISMEA's pool of certified coaches based on their needs. So, for example, they are entering a new market and need an advice, or they are scaling up and have to improve their operational excellence of the companies, or they are navigating the landscape, improving their investment readiness. Those are some of the moments where indeed coaching is very beneficial, and this has been already presented to you by my colleague earlier. So we follow the same matching approach with coaches. So this is really structured, goal-focused approach, and a really formal approach to coaching. On the other side, we have personal mentoring, where we have a pool of mentors who have already walked a mile and are ready to give back and ready to share their experience, as well as networks with our mentees. Those are all mentors that have leadership experience, that have investment profiles, and also can provide our participants with guidance, with directions, with advice when it comes to personal matters, when it comes to their career growth, advancement, so also personal and related professional growth. So this mentoring activity, which is ongoing in bi-weekly meetings over the duration of 6 months, are more informal, and they are intended to build a buddy relationship between the mentee and our participants, so that our participants have somebody that they can rely on, reach out when they need an advice or somebody to listen to. Next slide. So this, with this, we have covered all the pillars of the program, and to a bit present the transformative power of these activities, here are two visuals. First one indicating more than 2/3 of participants in the last cohort for which we have the impact results. That more than 2/3 of them have definitely feel more confident in applying their entrepreneurial skills, while the remaining ones partially feel more confident. And on the other side, we have almost 80% of participants that feel more confident in applying their leadership role, and around 20% that feel partially more confident in their leadership role. So basically, all of the participants have been somehow addressed and have improved entrepreneurial and leadership skills. And other elements that participants feel find valuable are, of course, the opportunities to network, to build community. They appreciate high quality of our trainings and relevant content, and of course, many interactive opportunities. Next slide, maybe a bit more tangible results. Here we have an impact results on the leadership skills improvement across all different competencies that we measure and track throughout the program. Participants of 7th cohort increased their skills on each leadership competency on average by 26%, so for a quarter. The most in case of leadership style and adaptability, and around 40% and around 30% in terms of team development, but there has been an increase across all competencies. Next slide. So now that you are already convinced that you will join our next cohort, I would just like to walk you through the eligibility criteria. So the program is indeed only open to female members of EIC community members, and especially founders and co-founders, and also C-level leaders, so CEOs, CTOs, all other female members in chief level positions. And when we come to those companies should have benefited from some of funding instruments such as SME Phase 1, Phase 2, all SME members of EIC Transition, EIC Pathfinder Consortia, or then EIC Accelerator. And we also accept holders of Seal of Excellence under Horizon Europe, Women Tech EU beneficiary, members of EIC Scaling Club, which are not necessarily EIC beneficiaries per se. And we also engage a limited number of companies representatives that are backed up by EIT Supernovas. So when it's, and also here's, although we only targeted female members, I appeal here also to our to men in our audience, so to spread this information and encourage female members in your team to check this opportunity and apply. The next opportunity would be in end of 2025 or early 2026. Here is a QR code to our website where you can find more information. And until then, I also invite you to listen to our podcast that we are issuing under Women Leadership Program. So it's She EIC. And here we are presenting some of the successful participants of Women Leadership Program or role models from the EIC community, linked to the topics that are relevant for women entrepreneurs. So I hope you check and enjoy the podcast series. So with this, I'm ending my presentation.
Thank you very much for, sorry, you.
I can indeed, if you haven't been convinced yet, I also have the pleasure to introduce one of our alumni, Giulia Minici, who is co-founder, chairperson, and chief product officer at After Wind, which is one of the companies that has been awarded under Women Tech EU scheme. So Giulia, many thanks for making it today, and really looking forward to your testimonial.
thank you for inviting me. And I do hope I don't mess it up. If you were convinced before, I hope you're convinced also after my speech.
No other way.
I was asked just to spend a few minutes to tell you a bit about who I am, why I joined the program, what I got out of the program, and who I would recommend it to. So I'll just walk you through my thoughts. It's really just an open dialogue. Take what you need and leave the rest. But I'm Julia. As it says over here, I am co-founder, chairperson, and chief product officer and Afterwind. I am a former JP Morgan executive. I am a business graduate. I am a women leadership program graduate. This just passed this last cohort, number 8. I am half Italian, half German. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, and I'm also a daughter. And the reason why I'm telling you all these things that I am is because I'm pretty sure that you on the call also are a lot of different things. And that was my reason for joining the Women Leadership Program. I have spent most of my career in a corporate environment. I just recently became an entrepreneur, and in a corporate environment, you are structured, like you know where you're going and you know what's next for you. You equally know what's the next title or career move because it is designed for you. And in my years as an executive at JP Morgan, I've learned that that title and that name bring weight. As soon as you become an entrepreneur, whether you're the chairperson, the CEO, the chief product officer, the co-founder, you gotta go and open your own doors. You don't have that same backing that a corporate can do it. And I used to have a leader, if you ever wanna look her up, she's called Tashunda Duckett. She runs the Teachers Pension Fund of the United States. And she always told me, you rent your titles, but you own your character. And that is so true when you run your own company. And I needed to learn that again. I had forgotten it. I was becoming complacent to the fact that somebody was going to help me if my name wasn't enough. And so the Women Leadership Program gave me back what I had lost. It gave me the time to think and to reflect. It is not a title, it is not a career, it is not a name, it's you. It's you that make the difference. It's you that will bring the company forward. It's you that will lead with impact and purpose. And it's you yourself that makes the difference. I've learned a lot of things in my session. I have done many programs in my life, and every time I've done it, something happened. There was a moment, a pivotal moment in my life. Something happened, something changed, and I moved to the next step. So when I think about who should join this program, it should be somebody that wants that help. You know, like when you're in an airplane, that you say first put on your mask and then help somebody else. That's what the program does. It gives you the time to put on your own mask and then help whoever next you need to help in your company, in your environment, in your program to succeed. There are 2 things that I guess I can highlight, but there are many. But the in-person session in Brussels, as I said, I was coloring within the box before I joined the program, and I met so many people that don't even know what a box is. There's so much innovation. There are so many ideas. There is so much going on in Europe that I didn't know. I've learned that by meeting my fellow women leader participants. And I came home from the trip in Brussels being so proud of being European and wanting to do whatever I can to make Europe the most competitive and innovative country in the world. And the other, from a pure practical skills perspective, the negotiation class, it's what I took away with me. I know I left knowing how to sit in a room and negotiate better with counterparts. So I'll close it here and I'll leave it there, but join when you're ready to join. Don't join because it gives you a rubber stamp that you can post on LinkedIn. Join because you have an open mind and you want to take something away with it. Whatever it is, it will give you something that you can bring with you for the rest of your career and then give back to the next generation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, Julia. And also, Sarah, I think you've both done a good job in convincing us. I would like to open the floor first for the poll. So what is the percentage of female-led startups supported by EIC Accelerator in 2024? And I'm happy to see that 30% thinks it's 50%. 33% thinks it's 15% thinks it's 33%, and 50% thinks it's 70%. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I will ask Sarah to clarify, please.
Yes, half of the answers are indeed correct. So it's 30%. Okay, so the number, all right.
Oh.
The correct is the second answer, so 30%. So yeah, please bear in mind we are doing better than maybe understood outside, but of course we are aiming higher than 30% with the upcoming cutoffs.
And then going to the Q&A, I see that we do not have any questions yet. I think this is the time to ask. So if you want to ask, please send it, your question. I think it's a really good opportunity with both Sarah here and Julia as a participant in the Women Leadership Program. And if not, you can still ask them in the chat and we will try get back to them. All right. Then moving on to the, thank you very much, Julia and Sarah. Moving on to the next program, we have the EIC Community program, which will be presented by Oana.
Thank you, Nadine. I would like to say also thank you to Julia because it was a very nice testimonial. Okay, so last 10 minutes of the presentation. We are a bit behind the schedule, but 10 more minutes and we are done for today. The last program, the EIC Community program. What is it about for those who join a bit later? Agnieszka, our head of sector, was mentioning in the beginning, the EIC Community program is under the skill track. So let's say it's a soft program where we aim or where we have two objectives in mind. One is to enhance or further develop a skill for you, a skill that you need to complete a project inside a company or move forward with the communication, negotiation, and so on. And second is to really network and get to know other EIC beneficiaries, other EIC fellows. So we have Netscope company and EIT Digital implementing this program from our side. So if you receive emails from them on the EIC Community program, is completely normal. Of course, we open it to all the EIC beneficiaries. So usually the format is that we have two tracks when we have a summer school or a winter school. I will explain in a second the format. And we have two different tracks. One is for Accelerator and one or Cell of Excellence together with Cell of Excellence, and one is for Pathfinder and Transition. In the next slide, I put the three different formats that we have under this EIC Community program. The EIC Info Beneficiaries Day, the last one, are events or let's say get together like this one, where basically we decide a topic or a subject and we invite you to attend it to learn a bit more. And we also have the one that are, let's say, more vertical, like we had last week, EIC Transition Day, for the newbies, right, for the newcomers. After each cutoff, after the interview phase, when we announce the new beneficiaries, we also invite you a bit after to an online meeting to understand a bit more the project management process, but also to learn about the EIC Business Acceleration Services. And this, let's say, EIC beneficiaries, they are once a year. So we had, I think in November or October last year, we had Pathfinder. Then in April, we had the Info Day for STEP, EIC STEP, and now we had Transition. The other two formats I was mentioning, EIC Winter and Summer School, we started this initiative in 2021 during COVID. There are basically two Friday mornings where we meet and we do both. So we learn, but we also use, let's say, case studies or practical activities that can help you let's say, advance with the skill or with the practice. Usually we keep it around 40 beneficiaries, so we want to keep it a bit smaller, so we have time to interact with everybody. Everybody can mention if they have a problem, a question, and so on, and can get, let's say, the full attention of the speaker or of the trainer. And this the first time when we also experimented, let's say, piloted with in-person summer school. This week, Monday, Tuesday, we met in Athens for a summer school on cybersecurity. It was done together with ENISA. ENISA is the EU cybersecurity agency. They welcome us at their premises, and we had 2 days of intense learning, also together with some of the EIC coaches from our side. And then we have the EIC community talks or trainings. I put here pictures from the training that we had last year on financial modeling. We had another on AI in April. Usually these are done, let's say, next to the EIC Summit, so attached to the EIC Summit as a side event. Why? Because we take the opportunity that you come to Brussels and we want to meet you in person, so we organize side events as an opportunity to learn something new, and second, to get to know the other EIC beneficiaries. So just for you to know, for sure we will have another one next year. So once we announce the date of the EIC Summit, EIC Summit, for sure we'll have a side event before. So when you book the tickets, make sure that you are 1 day in advance so you can attend a training. Usually the topics that we cover are horizontal, so we had intellectual property, GDPR, communication, marketing, negotiation, financial modeling, how to prepare your pitch deck, and now we got cybersecurity. In the next slide, I put, I think, 2 topics that we already have decided for the upcoming 2 trainings. One is on sustainability. It's going to be in autumn, and one is on other EU funding opportunities, a webinar that we want to put together for you, or the EIC beneficiaries, not only the accelerator, on other EU opportunities that you may be eligible to apply. I don't see the next slide. Do you see it? Yeah, okay. And then we'll have the winter school, November, December, save the date. As I said, it's going to be 2 mornings. We usually accept 1, maximum 2 participants for from let's say EIC entities, so that we leave enough space for all the beneficiaries to attend. The process is the same as for all the other business acceleration services. We launched the open call on the EIC Community platform. You are most likely invited either via the direct email or via the BAS newsletter to apply. We have a deadline. You apply, we then check your application and move forward with the confirmation phase. I have now 2 polls to help us decide on the next topics. Maybe colleagues, you can already launch the first poll. This is on the topics of the upcoming training. So it's either leadership, smart grow, and attracting talent. Maybe you want to, let's say, extend your team. Grow hacking for deep tech. Let's look at this like a better strategy for communication and digital marketing inside your company. And then creative thinking for product and service management. Let's look at this like an external. So how to better promote your product or service management. Okay, so I see both leadership, smart grow, leadership, grow hacking. Okay, maybe I'll just keep another 10 seconds to see if we have any last minute, any last seconds addition. If not, many thanks for, okay, leadership. It's, can you go back to the, yes, thank you. Okay, so smart growing, attracting talent, HR, it's one of the topics that we didn't tackle, so good to know that it's of interest. Most likely the winter school is going to be on this, or the next training, but it's going to be in this autumn. So many thanks for voting. And the last question on the EIC Community platform is to help us how you want us to do it. For instance, for the summer school, finally, we decided to do it hybrid because we had some last minute requests. from people who could not join in person, and they see this is the preferred format here as well. So we will try maybe increase a bit more in-person trainings and let's say community get-togethers as of next year, but taking into account that you will also want to join online in case you cannot attend in person. Super. Many thanks for voting. And for the last part, the communication, I was checking a bit the list of beneficiaries who participate today. I know there are some newbies as well, so I just want to mention that we have a communication toolkit available on the EIC corporate website, so eic.ec.europa.eu. In the main menu, if you go get support, you will see both business acceleration services and a communication toolkit. If you scroll a bit down, please take 5-10 minutes to read what we put together here in this page, to make your work visible, to make sure that you mention the right way the European Innovation Councils, that you use our logo, that you convey your message. And of course, we are also looking forward to hearing from you on the successes that you achieve. So you can get in touch with us either via the EIC Community platform, contact us /helpdesk, or via your project officer. We are on a daily basis in touch with them. So we can maybe write an interview with you, take a testimonial, record you. So there are many formats we have in mind for, let's say, promoting a success story. So please save this link. And finally, the colleagues already mentioned several times the EIC Business Acceleration Service newsletter. We launched it last year. Please take the time to subscribe to it. Last week, we also launched this open call digest, which is literally only one email that we send every 2 weeks with all the open calls. You will see also open calls available or more suitable for Pathfinder and Transition, but we also have a session dedicated only for Accelerator. And we also have the service catalog services, some of them mentioned, as Gisela also highlighted a bit earlier. We also have a LinkedIn account. We launched it early this year, so just check EIC European Innovation Council, like the page, follow the page. We are communicating quite a lot there. And I also suggest you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, because basically each program has a playlist where we add also, let's say, older videos or the newest one. So in case you are curious a bit to hear from our partners or our beneficiaries who already participated in any of the BAS, you can just tune in there and start the video and listen in 2-3 minutes. Finally, just to remember, EIC Community platform, the let's say main platform, the main link that you should have in the main menu, you'll have their services, and this is where you can find all about our calendar and also a link to all the resources. So we have infographics, brochures, and info pages per type of audience, so Accelerator, Transition, and Pathfinder, also for Seal of Excellence and Women-Tech-EU. So please bookmark the link. Maybe colleagues, you can put it in the chat, and check it, let's say, regularly, not every day, but maybe every week. It will help you to stay updated on all the news and partner calls that we have. And that's in very short from my side. Over to you, Nadine.
Thank you very much.
Maybe just to say we have 2 polls, right? We have 2 polls.
Yes, we have 2 more polls.
Super. Maybe we can launch them. One is to understand how you want us to get in touch with you. So it's either direct email, newsletter alerts, which is, let's say, indirect direct email as well, because this will arrive also in your inbox, or via social media. Let's give maybe 5-10 seconds to see. Direct email is the preferred way. And I see one more participant responding, direct email. Okay. And then where do you spend most of your time? Is it LinkedIn? Is it on YouTube? Is it on X? Is it on Facebook? Maybe other platforms that are more, let's say, used in your country. I know that I know, for instance, I'm from Romania. We use quite a lot Facebook there, even for work. But I think, yeah, LinkedIn is the most preferred. Okay, super. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think with that, we conclude all the sessions. Then there's one thing that remains, and that is your feedback. We have prepared a slide with a QR code, and your feedback really matters to us because it will help us improve for next sessions. So it's really important that you give your feedback. And thank you as well for listening. Hope to have informed you well with all the sessions, and also to have given, through the testimonials, a face to what a certain program entails. So we really hope that it was informative and that we will see you soon. So if no one has anything to add, then I think we can ask you again to fill out the survey and then conclude the afternoon session of the EIC BAS Info Day. I think we'll keep the meeting about 5 minutes open for you to fill out the survey, and then we will close the meeting and close the recording as well, which will be shared later. So thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nadine. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all.